All right, here we go. So, what I want to talk about with you guys is why would we use, like, I wanted to give you guys a real life application other than you can search for phone numbers or you can search for email addresses or this or that. So I talked with Mr. Vishnoff, and one of the things he said, he's gotten PDFs before with phone numbers in it, and he has to copy and paste them into a Word file, and from there has to take them and put them into an Excel spreadsheet. And instead of doing it one by one, he can't just control find or he goes, I could have used a regex to find all the phone numbers from the PDF, because we'll actually read PDFs, and put it directly into Excel. So obviously you would use a regex to find it, and then to read a PDF and to put it into Excel, that's another chapter. But I also found log files. So I don't know who wants to do, like, what do you guys want to do? I need to take attendance. So this would be question of the day. What do you guys want to do? Like, you took this class because you're interested in computers, but what do you want to do for a job?
What is that? Most money for least amount of work.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
That's why I work here. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so we'll start with Nick. What do you want to do?
Probably something IT.
IT related? You're a senior, right?
Yeah.
Darn, you should have been a TA. Would have taught you a lot. What? Oh yeah, no, seriously, we love having TAs. So anything specific like network security, tech support.
Like the business side of like handling computers for their business.
So like you'd be the one that, like, basically Mr. Vishnoff,
Right.
Director of IT. Okay. Yeah, learning how to automate stuff is super awesome. You will also for sure have to deal with log files, and I'm going to show you a log file. What about you?
I don't know. I know I'm going into computer science.
As a major?
Yeah.
Okay.
But probably software development.
Software development. It's funny you say it, because my brother-in-law, computer science major, my wife is a software developer. So I may bring them in towards the end of the semester and just kind of have like a talk. So this is what life is like in IT and stuff. Josh?
Computer engineering.
So like building a computer? Cool.
Architecture.
Like what part of that? Like motherboards, or would you design a new computer for Apple, or?
Possibly that. It's more of like computer science plus computer engineering. I need to look at what computer engineering entailed again, because I did it at one point.
Gotcha. Yeah, it really depends on the college a lot too. Matt?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right. Well, all of you are going to at some point have to read a log file. This is a log file of setting up a surface. So there's something called sysprep, which takes a clone of your surface and puts that into one file. So it's one file that's like 15 or 20 or 30 gigs big, depending on how much stuff is on there. And so what we do is I make a master image for you guys on your surface. I take one that we get from Microsoft. I make it exactly how we want. Every computer has that Logger Pro. Everyone has Adobe. Everyone has Office. All those things, I put those on there, and then I run this program called sysprep. It's pretty old school. It's probably not the most efficient way to do it, but it's the way I know how to do it. And it makes a clone of that computer, and then makes a file that I can then put onto a brand new computer. So then it's pretty cool. So this is a log of everything it did.
Log of sysprep?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see that it's deleting this. It is...
Is this when you're setting up?
This is the program running.
Okay.
So sometimes you'll get an error and it will crap out, and you have to read the error, and it says we can't finish because this file hasn't been provisioned for all users. It's a really weird error, and you have to use PowerShell to uninstall the app. Like I had to uninstall, I think, Twitter, and when we first got the Surface 3s, I had to uninstall Candy Crush. Like Candy Crush was the thing preventing me from making an image. It was the stupidest thing. So unable to install, skipping install, unable to install, blah 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 blah. So missing a driver. So this is when we code, there was a, I can't spell error. Find next. Okay, here we go. So one of the things we do with our try and accept is we code through errors, not around them, because sometimes you just have to, your code has to execute, and there is no, well, if it doesn't work, you just have to say that's wrong. Like a user input, if what they've typed in is not a number, ask them again. This is just do this, and if it doesn't work, you have to skip it. You can't ask them again. So that's what this is. We encountered an error while deleting this file, explicitly ignoring sharing violation on Activision store, which can happen when the app is running. So this is explicitly ignoring an error. Hey, it happened, we're gonna skip it. Hey, this thing happened, they typed in the wrong thing, we just gotta keep going. So that try and accept stuff is useful. But one thing I want you guys to do, one thing you can do is, if I said I want you to give me a list of every application that was removed in this sysprep, that'd be kind of tough, right? Because you would have to copy this and do all this copy and paste and break it down. Whereas if you make a quick regex, and for a log file, this isn't that much. It could be like 1,000 things that were done, and specifically in something that was removed. So being able to go, okay, sysprep package Microsoft.net, so was removed. So I need probably all of this, but removed is going to be at the end of everything, and sysprep package is going to be at the beginning of everything. So my regex is going to have sysprep package at the beginning. I need to make sure that anything in here gets found and then was removed. Well, I don't actually need all of this stuff. I don't need to know the versions. I just need to know Microsoft Net framework. I just need to know that. Or I just need to know Microsoft.Windows camera. I don't need this underscore, right? So being able to see the pattern. Obviously, this part, I can't highlight both of them. Those two could be the beginning and the end of your regex. Because everything we're looking for has the sysprep thing was removed. We want this thing, but we don't want the whole thing. We want parts of it. So maybe you find it, and put everything into a list, and then you use another regex on those things in that list to break it down even more. So it's okay to have a regex that finds everything, that finds that whole line, and then you use find all. It puts that information into a list, and then you run through that list looking for just the Microsoft Windows maps. And then you could display it Microsoft space Windows, or Windows maps. Make sense? So one of your assignments at some point will be to go through this specific log and find every app that was removed, and then every app that was installed, which was down here. So sysprep wrote this, and then you have to give it to me in a nice looking format. So that's going to be an assignment. It's not right now. It's not right now, but yeah, you can see is waiting for a system shutdown request. It enabled the shutdown privilege, successfully enabled the shutdown computer, shutting down sysprep log. The time is now blank. So it's pretty cool. But then you just have to think, someone wrote code to do all of that. Like someone, yeah. I don't know, I just think it's cool. But I'm a huge nerd, so. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump back into regexes. That's my YouTube video. All right, so little bit of review. This regex is going to find What sort of character?
Numeric digit.
Now what is it going to find?
Anything other but
What is it going to find now?
anything other but a word, letter, digit.
And
Symbol.
nope. There's one specific symbol it'll find.
Underscore. Character.
Underscore. Underscore, when you're naming files, I've gotten into a habit of either doing everything one word and capitalizing like advanced Python syllabus. I'd capitalize the A, the P, and the S. Or advanced underscore Python underscore syllabus. Because spaces, for a while, weren't allowed in names. At least I think. That's kind of why the underscore was there. So that you could see, but it wasn't classified. It was still classified as a character. But you could still, to our eyes, there was a space. So that underscore, putting that in file names is something that I've gotten into a habit too. I can't remember why. I think it's better. What does this find?
Words, letters, digits,
And
underscore characters,
what about that?
spaces, tabs, whatnot.
And return a new line, and then that one,
Not that.
everything else. Yep. So I'm gonna open. Where's our Christmas regex? So our Christmas regex. Did it work?
When we did the capital.
Import RE.
Yeah, I forgot to import RE. That can't be it. Phone number regex. Oh no, that must be it. Maybe I didn't do this.
What do you mean?
Because didn't we have it work?
Yeah.
They had it work, but
We
then
had
yours
the
wasn't.
one where it was.
Wasn't it just like D plus
That's why I told you good luck.
S?
We had
and
the-
then capital D plus.
yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought I wrote one. I must not have saved
It
it.
did, but then it didn't work, and that's why I said good luck last week.
Mm. And then I stopped, and I was like, well, I don't have to do this anymore. All right, well, we're just gonna. All right, I'm gonna jump back here. We're gonna skip that then.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so that's our review. Boom. So what we can do is now, if we want to make our own character classes, right? Because these things up here, what are these are called character classes. We want to make our own. What if we wanted to find every Z, A, and X?
List.
Yes, kind of. What we want is we can create, let's say we want to find all the vowels, right? Let's just make it easy. So we're going to go vowel regex equals re.compile brackets A-E-I-O-U and then capital A-E-I-O-U. This will now find every vowel in text. So we're going to go vowel. Are you guys writing this down in the shell or like an actual file?
I'm just kind of looking on.
Actual file? Okay. Then I'm going to jump over. Well, no, that's okay. Vowel regex dot find all robocop. That's wrong. You know,
You have to do more.
I know. I'm jumping over to the shell. It's easier for me as a teacher. So it found RoboCop eats baby FOD baby food. What if we want to find everything besides this? So instead of finding every consonant, that's lame. There's 21 consonants. I'd have to do them twice. So I'd have what, 42 letters. That's annoying. What's a simpler way of saying, instead of vowels, let's get consonants?
The carrot.
Well, hang on. You're reading the books. That's cheap. Let's say okay. So let's think of this logically, right? That's one of the things I
Do
want to.
everything but.
Yes, everything but the short list. So if I have a list of 10 things, and I want everything but 2, I don't want to type in 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I can say anything that's not 2, that matches everything. That matches what I want, right? So all we have to do is, instead of, we have our 10 things that we don't want it to be, so then all we do is the caret. And what this says is everything that's not in this class we're going to look for. And then we got Robocop eats baby food, minus the vowels. The caret does have multiple uses, just like the question mark. So going back, the question mark, if I were to do, instead of this, if I just did oh, darn it. I skipped.
What find like spaces and numbers then?
It did find spaces and numbers, yep. We have a space here, we have an exclamation point, we have a comma, we have a period. So it finds literally everything that's not those.
Then would we have to add
You don't
space?
necessarily want that.
It depends on your code.
And you could add space if you.
Yeah, you could throw \s in there.
Space and all the...
What does the question mark do here?
0 or more.
0 or more what?
O's.
Yes. So here, it has a definite 0 or more. What if what does it do here?
Non-greedy.
What is non-greedy, Josh?
It'll mean like, hey, if we don't, because greedy will try to find the most amount of like,
Oh, yeah, I wrote this wrong. Hang on.
Yeah, 5. It'll try to find 5, and if it can't find 5, it'll go to 4, and if it can't find 4, it'll go so. I don't know how to explain it, but
In a string,
Find the least amount.
yeah.
so if the text is this, this is saying find it 1 to 5 times. If you do not have the question mark, it will go 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll find these 5. With the question mark, it forces it to only pick the first one. The shortest string that is found that can match this regex, that is what's found. That's the non-greedy. The largest or the longest string that matches this regex is by default that's the default behavior of Python, but that's what greedy means. It's going to take the longest string that matches that possible.
What's the point of doing that though? Couldn't you just say, just do hot one time?
You could.
I feel like that's just extra.
Yeah, off the top of my head, if you're searching for, let's say, Joker's laughing and you want to find ha, but I don't know, off the top of my head, and I can't remember what the book said, so we'll just go back to this. No, it was just like my body was like, you need more oxygen as I was breathing out, so I was like, okay. Like I immediately got out of breath for half a second. This mouse, this is a heavy mouse. This is a 30-pound mouse, by the way.
Oh.
And I throw it around
Your other
ease.
mouse in there is weird. It's like,
Yeah, it's ergonomic. So all the weight rests on the bone in this bone, as opposed to resting on the tendons up here. Because if you hold your mouse like this, you
Yeah, like
strain
finger grip.
you strain the tendons. Whereas if you're like this, the only time you strain the tendons is when you actually move the mouse. So, this is called a negative character class, by the way. So because this is not those things, it's negative. So just an FYI. Now, we're going to go on the other meaning of the caret. So begin. So what this is saying is the string has to start with whatever your regex is. So if we were to go dot search okay, so it found it. If we did, it doesn't find anything. So you would use that to make sure that if you're going to a website and you want to find every website that begins with HTTP or HTTPS. Actually, no, that would be finding the whole thing. They don't really give you a good example of this. Anyway, we can do the same thing with a question mark. What do you think the question mark does? Yeah, I forgot. Ends with is number. So how would I do if it ends with any number? What would the regex be, Micah?
Question mark, backslash.
Like that?
I think so, yeah.
No.
Question mark goes after it.
Question mark would go after it.
What? But the caret goes before. Oh.
But the question mark is incorrect.
You said
It has to end with a number.
oh.
What does question mark do? Question mark is how many? 0 or more. So that would mean this ends with nothing, and that's not what we want. We want it to end with a number.
Caret at the end.
Not a caret at the end. It's a different symbol. Caret is for the beginning. $sign is the end. So we need the $sign in here, but what would be just the regex to find any number? At least one number. No. Plus sign. What is a plus sign is 1 or more. So now this is going to find, does this end with any number? So ends with, nope. Nothing. What if we did yep. We could do so it's only going if it ends and it's getting every number at the end. So if we did, how many of those numbers are going to be found? Nick, of all of these numbers, which one will it say matched?
Or at the end.
Just the 3? Look at the regex.
No, it's gonna get
The regex is defined. Where did I define
It's
it?
gonna get all of them. That's not separated by a space.
Not that one.
$sign?
Is it? Was it? Yeah, it's this one.
Or then all of them?
So not just, you're gonna say all of them?
Before what?
Correct. because the regex is saying a number as one or more numbers that end the string. Now, what if I were to do this? What does this do to the regex?
Again, it starts with it. Right?
Starts with it.
Does it have to start and end?
Mm-hmm. Which you can surmise that the regex or the string has to be what?
Just all numbers.
Just numbers. That's exactly right. So if we do this, open, compile, search, we're not going to get anything. But if we put this as 15, that finds it. Does not if I put a space in there. You guys tracking with me?
Yeah.
Any questions so far? Again, I understand this is just a lot of, I mean, Josh's face right now is just, yeah.
I
This,
just read the book.
well, this is more of like a reference. You kind of know how to need to use them. And then, like I said, that assignment that I'm going to assign today, you guys will finish the regex review. You guys can keep that .py file and use it on quizzes and tests.
Nice.
So, the wildcard character. The period stands for any character except a new line. So if I just have a period and I look for, it finds the first thing. Doesn't matter what it is. This could be a space. It's gonna find it. Could be that. It could be 3 question marks. Whatever it is, that dot is going to find it. It will match anything that's not a new line.
So do dot plus, and we'll find the whole
So if we did dot
string.
plus, yep,
Question mark, forward slash.
yep.
Oh, that was your string. Okay, I was like, I thought we were going back to the numbers.
No, but that's it. See, it found every number plus the space.
Gotcha.
So let's say we want to find every word that ends in AT. We would do, we would do this. Actually, let's not make it anything. Let's go AT. Ends with AT. How would I make this? How would I make this regex? Dot AT. Yep. So we're gonna go ends with AT dot search. And
want to do find all.
Yes, my bad. I was.
Find all.
Cat, hat, sat, lat, mat. Oh. That one's wrong.
Can you do dot AT?
I could do dot.
If
Or
you
would that just do dot and then it would just find the first
yeah, it
two?
will only find the.
It would only find the first.
THCAINTHSA.
Because if you do dot plus, then we'll find.
Actually, can we try dot AT?
Let's see what dot AT does.
Then we'll just find the space.
He's correct. It found the space.
Yeah, but now we've got flat in there.
We do, but I don't want the spaces.
L
So-
strip. No, I'm just joking.
No. Well, you could do L strip, but what do you notice that all these words?
You should do backslash n plus, or backslash w.
Nope. You only need one, but we do need to put this in a group,
Oh,
and this needs to be a question mark.
gosh.
This needs to be \s.
What?
Wait, what? Hang on.
Plus? Period plus?
Yes. Oops. Alright, well, I screwed that up.
You are.
Any character. This thing doesn't actually tell you how to. Hang on, so let's figure this out.
I would do
Backslash what?
Well, I wouldn't use a period. I could use a \w. I wouldn't have the space.
Cat, hat, sat. You would not have the space?
Oh, you have to put AT in group, right?
You get two doubles.
Wait, what are we trying to find?
Make it flat, not make the space.
Alright, so let's jump back to the
It still doesn't.
one they gave us in the book.
Caret \s.
So if we don't put it in a group, it just finds the whole thing. Oh, I'm sorry, that question mark. Wait, if it's 0 or more, anything before the AT.
It's the same thing.
Yes. So this has to be at least.
Oh, can you do the like NN thing?
If we did 1 to
0.
6? No.
But then it will show the spaces.
There. Oh yeah.
But then we have the spaces still.
Oh, then use the question mark after that. Oh wait, no, then it will find the least amount. So.
Well, what if we
wait,
just
what?
did?
Wait, that worked.
No, it's
No, it didn't.
Oh, it has.
All right, maybe that'll be your guys' homework because we only have 5 minutes and we've done not as many as I wanted to. So.
Are we,
dot star.
isn't it shorter today?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Spiritual Life Week, yeah.
Signs in like 1 minute.
We like chapel.
No, actually, it's 25. Everything's on the 5 today. At least I think so. I know, so that I actually know when class ends.
Really? I thought the last.
No, they're taking it away from the passing periods, not from the.
Yeah,
classes
good.
themselves.
Oh, they are.
So dot star matches anything.
Easy.
So, for example, I'm going to make that an assignment, but not right now because I just want to get through this. Dot star, so that'd be like name. I'm just going to take straight from the book. So I'm looking for, which I've been doing most of the time, but I'm looking for first name. And I want anything in this first name. So whatever the first name is, followed by last name dot star. So now this name regex, name reg dot find all. And I'm not lazy, I'm efficient. Copy. And this is going to be so it found Zach and Stolter. So if again you're going through a list of Word documents and it's got first name, last name, and you don't want to copy them, why you put? Is the bell rang, Micah?
No.
Then why are you closing your Surface?
Is it
Because I'm watching you.
You're watching. You're supposed to be doing this.
Has wrong.
Whatever. You know what?
Has wrong or has right?
The bell hasn't
Maybe
rung.
like he rang the doorbell, but then the doorbell was wrong. Like, you know.
All right, whatever. We'll finish this tomorrow. Your guys' homework is to finish that review sheet. The Regex review one. So I'm gonna post the rest of it. You guys are to finish it for tomorrow. So again, Just create a regex and use that text up top to test it.
Alright, is that the back of the book or the end of the chapter?
Almost.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you guys.